The living room was dim when my phone lit up, casting a pale, chilly glow across the furniture. A notification popped up from my wife. Claire, business conference extended. I'll be home next week. At first glance, it looked harmless, just another routine update. But after weeks of odd behavior, flimsy explanations, and small inconsistencies that never aligned, every warning bell inside me went off. I didn't snap or react out of emotion. I leaned back, taking in the wording, the timing, and the relaxed tone she used. There was an underlying assumption in her message, as if she believed I'd simply accept whatever she said without a second thought. It became clear that this wasn't just a work trip. It was a calculated move to push limits, assert control, and see how far she could go. My mind stayed steady despite the web of deceit she'd been spinning. And I knew that tonight, the truth would reach her in a way she never expected. Slowly, carefully, I typed my reply. No hurry, no emotion, just precision. The divorce conference just began here. I paused before sending it, making sure every word served its purpose. Then I hit send. No accusations, no raised voice. Just a clean, sharp sentence that cut straight through her lie with no room for excuses. I pictured her face as she read it. The first jolt of fear, the sudden rush of dread tightening in her chest. 2 minutes later, her response arrived. A single short message. Please don't. The urgency in those 2 words said more than any explanation ever could. My simple, controlled reply had pulled the ground out from under her. In an instant, the confidence she relied on vanished, replaced by a panic she couldn't hide. I let the quiet stretch on. The silence itself became another piece of truth she was forced to confront. She had played her game for weeks, but now every fabricated detail was collapsing around her. More messages poured in, frantic, broken, filled with desperation and shame. I didn't mean it. Please answer. Her typing seemed unsteady, almost trembling. I stayed silent. Calm, steady, letting her unravel on her own. The more she tried to regain her footing through charm or explanations, the clearer it became that she had lost control entirely. The polished facade she'd maintained cracked completely, leaving her no escape from the consequences she had created. Minutes dragged by, thick with tension. I imagined her pacing, rereading each message I'd sent, hoping for any opening. But there wasn't one. My silence made everything hit harder. Then her call came. The phone buzzed insistently, her panic practically echoing through the ringtone. I let it ring, each unanswered second reminding her that she no longer dictated the tone of our conversations. Another ring, then another. Her fear had peaked, and there was nothing she could do to hide it. When I finally picked up, her voice broke with every word. It shook, clogged with sobs and frantic attempts to justify herself. She tried to reason, to explain, to beg. I didn't speak right away. I allowed the weight of the moment to settle. Then, when I finally responded, my tone was calm and unshakable. Claire, this isn't about anger. It's about reality. You cross a line, and now you're facing the result. There was nothing for her argue with, no space for charm or excuses. She understood immediately. Whatever power she thought she held had disappeared completely. For the next hour, she continued messaging and calling, every attempt more frantic than the last. But I stayed quiet. Each unanswered plea only made her situation clearer. The confidence she'd carried for weeks had shattered. She stood alone with her choices, unable to twist them into a different narrative. By the time night settled in, the transformation in her was undeniable. The smugness, the ease, the casual superiority she displayed earlier were gone. In their place was someone who finally recognized that trust isn't something to toy with, that lies have limits, and that control can vanish the moment truth steps in. Every panicked text etched that realization deeper. She had lost all the leverage she believed she possessed, and there was no undoing it. That night changed everything. From then on, our interactions shifted completely. She spoke with newfound caution, humility, and awareness, all born from the consequences she could no longer escape. It became a turning point, a night when patience, clarity, and quiet resolve revealed the truth in a way she could never ignore. Some lies carry a price. Some actions rewrite relationships permanently, and some truths once brought to light refuse to be hidden again.